everyone, it's Crystal and welcome to another video. This is going to be a process layout video using my September Everybody Talks kit from Scraptastic. So what I'm just doing through here now is, as usual, just going through the papers and picking out the papers that I feel that would go good with the layout I have in mind. So sometimes this takes me, just a couple seconds. Sometimes it takes me a couple minutes. Just really depends pretty much how my mood is that day. Alright, so I already have my pictures printed out. They've been printed out for a while now. So I'm just still debating on what papers. And I really wanted to use this vellum sheet. I just love this vellum sheet. It's so nice. So here's where I'm just laying down the photos that I have and playing around with the pattern papers that I have picked out to decide on which ones I'm going to use. So I do decide on this one right here. And sometimes when I am doing a layout, I will go to my Pinterest board, as you're seeing here, me doing on my phone here right now, and just look at some of the layouts or sketches that I have pinned on one of my boards. And I just use this pretty much for like an inspiration. Just to get, if I'm having a hard time deciding on which, how I want my photos to lay in this layout, then I'll go to and just get some inspiration off my Pinterest board. I don't necessarily follow that layout, but it just gives me an idea on, I don't know, it just gives me some inspiration. It helps my creative process move just a little bit faster. Okay, so I pretty much decided on which papers I'm going to use. And now this long pause right here is me trying to find my paper trimmer. And I'm sorry I didn't edit this part out, but went from, usually I keep my paper trimmer on the one side of me, and I moved it and I forgot that I moved it, and yeah, so it took me a little while to find it. And I have my camera positioned in a different position for this video, and it captures a lot of my head in this video, so I apologize for my frizzy hair you have to look at sometimes. So I'm just trimming down the papers, and you see me with my ruler there. I use my ruler quite a bit in this layout, not just for straightness, but just to get some ideas of some measurements. And then I'm going to cut this sheet down too. I really fell in love with that cut and paste collection from My Mind's Eye. The colors is that mint and that coral, or like the mint and the light pink, and I really love that color combo. I don't know, it's a really nice, in my opinion, it's a really nice color combo, and I really like it. So I have the position down of how I'm going to have my photos, and now I'm just going through and finding my embellishments. And I usually do this on all of my layouts, especially the ones I do with my kit clubs. I just go through and I look at all my embellishments, and I pull out the ones that I like, and I just throw them down on the page. And a lot of them doesn't even get used, but it's just out there, and it's easier for me to maneuver them and just figure out the placement of them, and if I even want them on the layout. So that's just what I'm doing here. As you see, there are a ton of little paper embellishments over here laying, and I don't even use half of them, but I just, I just play around with them. It's the best thing I can say to do. So I pretty much now have the embellishments that I want to use, and I cleaned up the ones I wasn't using, put them in my little tray. And now what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm going to start, well, I'm just playing around with that placement of the papers, and I wasn't for sure if I wanted that light blue paper, the cardstock, to show on that one end, or if I just wanted to cover it up with the arrow paper. And I like the look of it now, but I do end up covering that up in the end. You don't even see on that one side, you don't even see any of the mint color cardstock. So now I'm just thinking right there where I was going to put my journaling, how much room I was going to need for my journaling, and my title wise. And I'm still playing around with a little bit of the embellishments to decide if just I can't talk. Just fiddling around with the embellishments. And I like that way it looks there now, so I take a picture of it. So if I get interrupted or just forget how I put them, that I have a reference to go back and look at. So I'm inking all my edges with the Stress Stain, and I think this one is Walnut Stain. It's the one that's always sitting on my table, my craft table, and it's my go-to distress ink. So I'm just distressing all the edges, and I don't know if I do it right now. Yeah, I distress the edges of all the little paper embellishments too. And it really does help tie together the layout. So here I'm just gluing in 2 of these little postage stamp things into that little collage of embellishments that was already done, that was in the ephemera pack. And now, once again, just deciding the layouts. And at this point, I really should have started gluing everything down instead of just putting it all back on here, because I end up taking it, I think, all back off again. Yep. So I can start adhering everything down to the page. So just use my ATG gun and adhere everything down. And as you see right there, none of that mint color cardstock is showing on that on the left side of the page. Which I like both looks of them, but I just couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. And that's what I went with. And now I'm just there again. Once I'm still deciding, at this point I still haven't decided on the title, and I sort of had an idea where I was going to do the journaling, but I wasn't 100% convinced about it yet. So just glue down the photos, and I'm going to glue down the embellishments. And these photos were taken, if anyone's curious to know, I went to the Pitbull Kesha concert this summer, and that's where these photos were taken. And I just printed them out, and I wanted to get this documented. I have a lot more photos that I'm going to scrap, but I just wanted to at least get one layout done so I wouldn't forget certain things, which I had already forgot what the date was, and that's what I was on my phone here doing. I was trying to Google, and it wasn't working. I was like, okay, well, I know that I had posted on Facebook some photos and that of the when we were down there, so I can get the date easy that way. And that was June 2nd, 2013. Sorry, excuse me about my coughing. So I really wanted to use the sequences in this layout, and the sequences or the buttons. I wanted to use one of them or both of them. I couldn't work in the buttons, but I did decide to work in some sequences. And okay, right now I'm just going to go ahead and do my journaling. And I basically had just we all went to the Pitbull Kesha concert. We had such a great time. My mom and dad even went with us. And my mom really enjoys Pitbull music. So that's the reason why we went to the concert. These pictures were all taken as we tailgated. Again, this was a great night with great music. Even though we were drinking, none of us got drunk. So that's just what my journaling is. And here's my title. And I decided to do Crazy Kids. And I'll explain that in a minute here. But I used my Tim Holtz ruler just to make sure that to get a straight edge on the journaling. So that's why I'm using my ruler there. So yeah, I named this title Crazy Kids because one of Kesha's songs titles is called Crazy Kids, and I really, really like that song, and I just thought it was fitting for the pictures because my parents came with us, and my sister and her boyfriend, and my brother and his fiance. So, and me and my fiance. So that's where the title came from. And here you see me just working in those sequences. I did 3 little clusters. Actually, I did 4 little clusters. I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. And I'm just using some Tombow adhesive. And down there at the bottom where I'm gluing those in at are just the white ones. And you're going to see, I also put some other stuff inside those sequences, which I'll explain here in a minute. But I'm just using some of my SCI tumble dyes in the coral color and the mint color, and I'm just doing some ink splatterings. And like, I really love that look, so that's what I've been using here lately. And then the last thing I go here, I'm using the mint color now. And then the last thing I do is I take some of the liquid pearls that came in the kit. I think it was white opal, the color was. And I put that inside the white sequences down at the bottom. Oh, I forgot about this step. Sorry, guys. Well, there I go with the liquid pearls. But those little black dots I put up by the title, that was done with Ranger's liquid enamel in black. And that is it for the layout, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed making this layout. I like the way it turned out. And please comment, rate, subscribe, and join me socially on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whichever you would like. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.